Hey guys, I'm gonna do a quick video on a little issue I'm having. This is one of my AC units, and I'm getting a really loud squeal from this motor. So I'm gonna show you how to replace this. So the first thing you want to do, safety first, is pull your breaker. Or mine has one of these. It's got off or on depending on how you have it in. Push it in like that, and that just keeps it from coming on. And it says off, or you turn it around for on. I just leave it up here so I don't worry about it at all. So the first thing you want to do is take off these 4 screws. I already took off 2. But actually, I forgot. I need to check something first, because the fan that I bought is a reversible fan. You can either turn to the right or it can turn to the left. So what I got to do is just to make sure. Then I got to go ahead and turn my thermostat on so I can see what direction it's going. So I know now that my fan turns clockwise. That's very important because you want to make sure you're blowing air out. So when you order a fan, here's the fan that I ordered. You want to make sure that you look at your old fan. You want to take a look at this and you want to make sure you have the right voltage, hertz, phase, wattage, amperage, and RPMs. This, as you can see here, when this fan is sitting down like this, right now this connector is set up yellow to yellow, orange to orange, which turns to the left. That's counterclockwise. So what I need to do is you unplug this, and then I'll have to turn this around. So now I have yellow to orange, yellow to orange. And that's this right here. What we'll do is once we get it all set up, and we'll test run it, if it's turning, or that's clockwise. If it's turning counterclockwise, we'll switch them back. But that's what it looks like to me. So that we need to make sure of. All you do is take your old motor out. Let me go ahead and pull the breaker off of this. I don't want it running. I need to take these other screws off. I already had a couple of them taken off, because then I remembered I needed to verify the rotation. Now you can go ahead and lift this grate up and flip it over, and you have to be careful because watch out for the wiring. There we go. And then you can look on the motor to see. I think that's all looking upside down now. So here we have 1/10 horsepower, 208 to 230 volts, 1100 RPMs, 0.75 amps, 60 hertz. Everything matches. So I need to now pull the motor off of the grate, and then I'll show you where I get into the side to disconnect it from power. So we want to take off these screws. There's 2 here and there's 2 here, and remove this panel right here. You got to be careful though, because there's a big capacitor inside there, and we're going to have to make sure that that capacitor's been discharged before we do anything. All right, so Here's your capacitor here. Insulated screwdriver. You just want to, here there's a little crack when I touched it. You just want to cross these terminals to discharge this and make sure it's insulated. You have a white, brown, and black wire that comes from the fan. Here's the brown. Here's the black. So what I thought was a white wire has faded so much, it's actually this, where are you? This yellow. So, this yellow wire goes down to this switch. So if you're not sure, I would take a picture. Brown wire goes to the capacitor. The black wire goes to the top of the switch. And then the yellow wire goes to the bottom of the switch. Now that we got all the wires disconnected, black, brown, and yellow, we can go ahead and flip this up to get the motor off and then pull the wiring out. Got to take these 4 screws off. All right, now that we got the fan off the grill and the wires pulled all the way out, there's a little tube right here that was on from the fan, going from the fan into this hole here. Make sure you take that out and keep it. And then we gotta loosen this up and take the fan blade. Make sure you keep it in the same orientation that you put on the new fan, the new motor. All right, I'm all hooked up back on the grill. I got my fan back on. And I went ahead and put in that tube. And this extra wire and this extra ground strap, I grounded off a little area here on the frame so I can attach this ground. But this I'm going to hold up on. Let me snip this off. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and run the wire through here, and then I don't know if you can see through that where that yellow wire goes. All 3 of those wires will go through there, and this extra ground will attach right here. All right, there's my ground. I got that zip tied to that tube. I don't want that orange and yellow wire hitting the fan. And I've only put on 2 screws. Now I go ahead and hook up the wiring. I remember correctly, brown went to the capacitor. Black went up top. And yellow went down underneath. All right, got everything hooked up. Except instead of the yellow wire, it was the white. So, let's hook it up. And there we go. I got to make sure I'm feeling air, which I am. It's turning clockwise, which is what I wanted. Sounds nice and quiet now. So all I got to do is button all that up and take that wiring. I'm going to zip tie it all back together. Put that cover back on. Put the screws, 2 screws back in the top. And I'm done. Got any questions, hit me up and subscribe.